Hello and welcome to This Date in History, also known as TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things that we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the Smart Device application Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar in the description below. Anyway, I am Aoxander, and I am joined by...
Right, we were done.
Carrera.
Yep. Today is Saturn's Day, also known as Saturday, September 17th, 2022. So, Mr. Carrera, if you want to start us off today in the history thing, in 642. Do you have the website up?
Give me a second. I'm sorry.
Right. It's all right. I will go ahead.
I actually got behind. Throw me the link, please.
All right. The link.
And then
I am DMing you the link right now, and you can also find it in the TDH script channel, all the way at the bottom. While you're getting yourself situated, though, I will take the first turn if that is all right, just so that way we can move on. 642, Arab forces under Amir ibn al-As conquer Alexandria. Ooh, my city. And then we have a historic event in 1156, nearly twice as much time had passed. Emperor Frederick Barbarossa issued the Privilegium Minus decree, which elevated Austria to a duchy. Huh.
That's a dope ass crown. It's not even pointy.
That is. It looks like an empty crown. Like it's just like there's no like.
There's like an alien looking protector, like one of the aluminum heads, but like.
That, everyone thinks of crowns as like being bejeweled and bedazzled and whatever. Most of the time, crowns were actual, like, just signs of victory.
Huh.
So
That's an
you
interesting
didn't.
thing. I always thought crowns were the sign of royalty and authority.
No, I mean you could literally host a crown, just being a helmet.
Huh.
So that was kind of one of those weird falsified statements.
Yeah, like captains with their hat.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a pirate always has
one piece.
An eyepiece. The reason they actually had it was to be able to zoom in on their enemies.
No.
I thought that they had an
It
eye
was
patch.
for when they go under the fucking boat so they could fucking fire cannons.
Yeah, I always thought the eye patch was to keep one eye, in the dark, so that way, like if it's nighttime or something, they could just switch. Be able to see or something.
When they go under the boat, like when they go down.
Yeah, down
to
the
the
decks.
to fill up the cannon and all that, they're like
Okay.
ready, like, and they can see them in there.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Actually, he is correct. I was trying to
You just woke up.
iterate, but he actually explained it exactly how they use the eye patches.
Interesting. That makes a lot more sense because with night fighting, wouldn't you already be used to like the dark, so, yeah. Anyway, though, moving on up into 1394, Jews were expelled from France by order of King Charles VI. So, dang.
What's up
Yeah,
with the Jews,
dude.
man? They always getting fucked.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. At risk of being labeled an anti-Semite or anything like that, they've been expelled by, 100 some odd countries. Not everybody is hateful. They're not just being like, oh, Jews leave. No, so there's, not, as Bill Burr said, not every ass-kicking falls out of the sky. There's instigation. There's reasons. People don't
in
just...
history, they've been persecuted.
Yeah,
So
but
we're going by the fact,
Well,
And I can understand why they're rich assholes.
yep.
Oh, all right. Chill.
Yeah, yeah.
That
I
wasn't
think
me.
I think you realize the same thing I do, Spike. So we just gotta wait for the world to grow up to realize what we do.
Okay, I can call it being all the time, but I'm American.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway,
Legally.
Mr. Carrera, your turn now in 1595, if you so wish.
Oh shit. 1595. Let's see. Pope Clemens the 5 millionth
Eighth.
Hey,
recognizes Henry the fucking sixth as
Fourth.
King of France.
That's Henry the Fourth.
Or fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Roman
know my Roman
numerals.
numerals.
Sorry, the fourth.
That's all right. No, just to give you a brief lesson, Mr. Carrera, Roman numerals, at least the first 5 you can count on your hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the V, the crux between your index and your thumb. So that's where the 5 comes from.
That's actually a very smart way to look at it. My mind just kind of went like
Yeah, you
stupid.
barely waking up, man. You gotta drink some coffee.
Wake up!
Hey. Anyways, he was recognized as the King of France.
Nice.
Excuse my lack of knowledge when it comes to a savory way of saying numbers.
Oh, that's all right. That's what this show's all about. You know, we're not just here to teach others. We're here to teach ourselves, you know. You're not the first person I've talked to about Roman numerals. What do you say,
I mean,
Spike?
that's it. Southern, Native Indians use dots and lines.
Oh,
You know, it's like 1 dot, 2 dots, and then 3 dots, and then it was 4 would be 3 dots and a line under.
huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of like, you know, the hash marks on like a prison wall, you know. For
Oh wait, that's 13. Yeah, that's 13. Never mind. My bad. It's dot 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 dot, and then it go into like the dice dots, and then 10 would be a line.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's
So
pretty cool.
You go to like 3 lines, and then I don't know what happened to that.
Anyway, Carrera, 1745, please.
Shit. I always get behind because I'm listening to learn.
He's getting caught up in the excitement.
Yeah. So 1745, Edinburgh occupied the
Jacobites.
Jacobites.
Jacobites under Charles Edward Stuart.
What the hell?
AKA the Pretender or Bonnie Prince Charlie.
What the hell?
Yeah, this
I
guy.
heard a young pretender before.
This guy had a claim to the throne, apparently, due to like bloodlines and everything. But they called him the Pretender because whoever it was who was on the throne didn't want to acknowledge this guy's rightful place or something, or maybe he was pretending. I don't know.
Maybe
So,
wrong, but
like, there's a
Very
whole thing.
selective.
That's actually the reason that Foo Fighters wrote their song "The Pretender"
Huh.
towards George W. Bush.
Ah, so he was a false president, or
Yeah, like he wasn't.
well, like the whole 9/11 thing. You know, all those theories and everything. We spoke about that a little bit ago.
Right, yeah.
Lieutenant Wizard. Oh, can I read that one?
Yeah.
Look at the Constitution. I know the shit.
Oh,
Look,
no.
let me just go down, dog. I know what that shit says. We the people of the United States, in order to form a perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote general welfare. You know?
Yo, you should make a rap. You should make a
Establish-
rap.
Then it says, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. That's the preamble to the Constitution. Bitch!
Yo, Spike, honestly, you should do a rap where you just read the Constitution.
No, people should just read the first shit before any other fucking Constitution, and they'll understand what America is. Not fucking this other shit that people say we're all democratic. We're from a democratic republic. No matter what you say,
We're a
even look
republic,
right.
you know?
We have the freedom
Oh
to think
my
like that. But yeah,
god.
in the end, we're all from the Democratic Republic, bro.
Yep.
I've
Right?
already got you a beat, dog, ready to go for, and I'll
I hope
just
that
throw
art
it at you.
transpires. But yes, let's get back to what happened in the Constitution. In 1787, the Constitution was signed by the delegates of the Philadelphia Convention.
Dang, dude, this guy knows more than I do. Holy shit.
Oh, what? You don't know the preamble, dog? You know the whole
No.
fuck? What? You want to know the right to bear arms?
I know that. I know that.
But you don't know the first line. The first line justifies why we should. But under those
I don't know it
authorities, bro, like
verbatim, but I
that
believe I
first
know
preamble
about it.
explains that that's what we all are, bro, in this
Yeah.
country.
Seriously though, you two should get together and do like a rap and something where you just read the Constitution. That'd be great. Like,
I'm definitely down to do that.
but anyway, well, you have a 1778 here, the treaty one here, Mr. Carrara. That looks interesting.
Oh shit! I gotta keep rolling.
Yeah,
1778.
it's
What-
non-highlighted, so it's in the white section.
Oh, the first treaty between U.S. and Indian tribes, and let's make sure we understand this. It's not Indian, it's Native American. In Fort Pitt.
Yeah, it was signed. First treaty signed between these two peoples. That's really cool. And then that's just in time, Mr. Spike. If you want, you can straight up read this.
Oh yeah, this was
It.
before they were called Native Americans. That's why they said
Yeah.
Indian tribes. And then we're actually Mexica, but like no, it's a history.
Yep. Well, let's see here. In 1787, the U.S. Constitution was signed by delegates at the Philadelphia Convention, as Spike had read earlier. Yeah, that was cool. And then moving on up into 1789, William Herschel discovered Mimas, which is a satellite of Saturn. So another one of Saturn's moons. That's pretty cool. And then
I would really like to do the 1849.
yes, I'm going to be taking 1819 here real quick, and that's going to be my third. And then it's your turn again. So the first whaling ship arrived in Hawaii on this date in 1819. Whaling. Dang.
So we're gonna kind of sidetrack on Charles Darwin to hit you with 1849. Harriet Tubman first escaped slavery in Maryland with two of her brothers. And if you don't know who she is, she started the actual chain that freed slaves.
Yeah, she's an abolitionist. She's
The
part of the
first one to
whole.
build tunnels in the U.S.
What, Spike?
Nothing.
Okay.
That she was the first one to build tunnels in the U.S. Ha.
Oh, God. 1850, though, that looks interesting. The white one here. Like, holy shit.
Oh, James Donnelly?
No, the before that. That's 1859. The one before that in 1850. The non-highlighted one, the white one.
Oh, the Great Fire in San Francisco?
Yeah, the fourth one. Fourth Great Fire in San Francisco. How many times does that place need to burn? Then again, it is California, so
It's burned a lot.
yeah.
It's because like the Indians would like get rid of like certain ones and cause little fires around it, so like because they knew how to work the ground. And
Yeah.
we just don't do shit.
Yeah, controlled
But we
burns.
were stupid because we need to do control burns. So
Yeah.
then like you got a president that says, "Huh, they're gonna fucking do that by burning the shit." Like,
Yeah, do you don't know how fire works?
right, you know how to do this, bro. Like
if you
you
can-
obviously went to school for this. You just want to laugh. Like you study laws, dickhead.
Yeah, like,
There's
controlled
people that know about
burns.
science. That's why they go to scientists.
Controlled burns for people who don't understand fire. Like if you can 100% control a fire that's burning fuel in the path of a bigger fire that you don't have control over, then you're getting rid of the fuel for it to continue. So you're in
They
you know,
separate the
you're
trees. There's a
yeah,
certain distance. They cut off all the other ones, and then they burn the brush around it.
yeah,
So that it doesn't catch fire because
yeah,
it'll set off the big trees.
yeah,
But they're spaced out enough that it doesn't cause a big fire. That's why they never had
exactly.
big fires.
Yeah,
Well, since we don't do shit, and then they're just growing all over the place,
yeah,
and they don't think it's like that we don't need money to do this stuff and burn this shit, like pay firefighters do this shit, because politicians think we're dumb. Like, yeah, this is not gonna burn.
yeah. Anyway,
America.
Carrera, 1959.
Where?
1959, the murder of interest here.
Exactly. The bull dude, man.
Oh, so back to James Donnelly.
Yeah.
He was sentenced to hang for murdering Patrick Farrell, but a petition for clemency reduces his sentence to 7 years in Kingston
What the hell?
Penitentiary.
You got reduced
No,
for 7
that's
years?
not
Like going over there?
the word.
What's clemency?
Clemency. Let's see here. Let me look that up.
I'm an owner, bro.
Well, clemency is basically he was
Clemency
discharged.
is essentially mercy or lenience. Sorry to talk over you, Carrera. But clemency means like giving them some slack. So instead of life in prison, they just gave him 7 years for murdering somebody.
That is a weird thing.
Actually, no, not life in prison. Instead of being hung, instead of being executed, he only got 7 years. So, yeah.
Which probably ended up being like 2 or 3 years back then.
Probably.
Due to lack of food, water, and
Finances and stuff like that. This guy, he was
Yeah.
also a squatter. So this guy was like basically a homeless guy who took advantage of, like technicalities. I'm not sure when squatting laws started coming into effect, but I don't think in 1859.
no, I don't think so. But I mean, I think he probably only served like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Because you gotta understand, like, facilitating somebody, just one person, like with urination, fecal matter, water,
Yeah. Disposal of waste. Yeah. A whole lot of factors
everything.
come into to keeping somebody, detained. You got.
Yeah, it wasn't easy to keep just one person back then.
Yeah.
I'm not contained. I could walk over here, walk over here. Y'all contained.
I'm in a box.
Move outside your box. Right there, move outside your box. I mean, next. Yeah, I'm getting outside.
Anyway, 1859, Joshua Abraham Norton, English-born resident of San Francisco, proclaimed himself His Imperial Majesty Emperor Norton I, Emperor of the United States of America. I remember this guy. What this guy did was maybe he was a loon or anything, but he straight up proclaimed that he was Emperor of America, and people.
Imperial Majesty Emperor. So.
Yeah, well, he proclaimed
He
that.
had like 4 titles, like Super Duper Duper Max Norton.
Anyway, people just played along with it. They gave him money. They gave him various things, and it's a really interesting story. You guys should, you guys as well as viewers should go look it up. His Majesty Emperor Norton I, Emperor of the United States of America. It's a really cool
They
story.
actually consider him an emperor.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't tell you guys that I'm the Emperor of the United States right now.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I forgot to tell you.
Dang, man.
I'm the captain of my parachute.
1861, first class for escaped slaves taught by Mary Peake at Fortress Monroe, Virginia, which is now Hampton, Virginia, or Hampton University. So this was they were educating escaped slaves. So that's really cool.
That's a very good time for the U.S. because right at the beginning of our Civil War, Mary Peake was kind of how do you say it? Like
I don't know.
the Empress of
Okay.
like saying, hey, and then that it was the Fortress of Solitude type thing.
Well, it's a Fortress Monroe, Virginia, which appears to be, like, from the name, it's a military installation. So they were teaching them in a military installation, probably for security. But it's now Hampton University. So what was a military installation during the Civil War became a facility for higher education, and that's pretty cool. You know?
Yeah.
And then everybody got cancer.
What?
Nothing.
What?
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 What? No. What?
Can you say words,
Hey
please?
man, I haven't slept. Right? Just gotta go to the next one. Give me one. Give me one.
But speaking of the Civil War, 1 year later in 1862, during the American Civil War, the Allegheny Arsenal explosion resulted in the single largest civilian disaster during the conflict, resulting in 78 workers dying. So getting killed in the explosion, that's crazy.
90% of the workers killed were African descent.
Do you know that for a fact?
I believe I do.
Alright, well, if you have a link I can post in the underbar, that'd be great. So,
I can
The what?
find it.
alright.
Um,
Well, while
that
you're
is-
finding that,
they said that they would give them freedom if they fought the war and they just put them in front of the line. Because back then they used to just like do that old school war where they like, so they had like a whole wall of like slaves, bro. But on the north side, you know,
the north or the south?
the north side.
The north side. So, but they weren't slaves, they were free men.
No,
They were
after,
freemen.
they were after the war though.
After the war, okay.
They signed up so they could become free men.
Okay, yeah.
Buffalo soldier. in the
That does
heart
make sense,
of-
yeah. They were escaped slaves, so they were more or
Not
less
escape,
convicts.
bro. They signed up for the military to fight
Yeah.
the South.
Yeah.
The other flag that we don't use today.
hmm
It was 80%.
80%?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why you saw South Park when they did that thing where like, whoa, whatever.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about Operation Human Shield? Yeah, I know about that. Yeah.
Right? This was Operation Human Shield for those of you that watch South Park. In
What,
past times,
what
that's
are
why they
you
had
at
that-
South Park?
Yeah.
They really did that, dude.
Yeah, no, I know. They did that. You know, it's awful, you know, but...
That's a
And you get
real
the picture
thing.
talk, He was like, fuck how they fight wars, man. I'm gonna shoot them from the side.
Yep.
Pick your shit.
Anyway,
Yeah.
speaking of the Civil War, well, Spike, would you like to take a turn? We haven't given you a turn yet. Like, are you able to read some stuff here? 1862.
Nah, man, I'm dyslexic now. In 1862, the Battle of Antietam. Whoa, and why you give me the one with the weird ass words, man? Antietam, Battle of Sparsburg, the bloodiest day in the American Civil War. 22,000 dead. You gotta think that's like in our time, like 2 million or something. Well, yeah, wounded or missing in the first battle of Union soil.
Yep. The Battle of Antietam. Big battle. Big battle. So, the bloodiest, you know, day in the Civil War, it turned out, you know, what went on to be.
Where most of the generals took a turn left and decided to not partake. So it was just
It's like a
soldiers.
picture, bro. It'll show you everything. Cannonballs, fucking, and they're just literally walking. "Hey-ya, hey-ya." And then the picture goes, man, screw that shit, man. We can just throw it from the side. You know?
Anyway,
Yeah.
Spike, you have another one here in 1906.
Playing at Sullivan, Columbia University Junior. Eddie Collins debuts with the A's.
Hey.
Oh yeah, Eddie Collins. He's a baseball legend.
Yep.
I would like to recumber and go back.
All
Right? You can still smoke and by playing baseball, bro. Playing Babe Ruth. I want to smoke a black and mild.
You want us to step back for a second? What's up, dude?
Oh, on 1862
All right.
in the Battle of Cumberland Gap.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
They evacuated all the white people,
No.
and yes,
Oh.
it was by the Federals. It was yes,
Huh.
and a lot of them were like what's it called, that watched up on the hills.
Oh, you're talking about like, yeah, that's right. When they were up, like having a picnic, watching the battle, and then the battle got too close. Yeah, I heard about that. Okay, yeah, that's what that battle. Okay, good pull, dude. Good pull.
So now I'll roll down with you guys.
Why did all that happen in the same day? That's weird.
Yeah, yeah. No, like history is amazing. Like the amount of things that happen. Like just looking back on every day-to-day thing. Like this happened, this happened, this happened. Like it's crazy.
On the same day, that's some pretty tragic shit that happened just in some fucking war alone.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
On the same fucking years, like or back to back, like on the same day.
But Spike, you have another one here in 1908.
1908.
1908.
What? Why he Selfridge? Selfridge. Thomas Selfridge becomes the first fatality of powered fight. What?
Powered flight, as in like airplanes. No,
I think I'm
powered.
looking at fatality. First fatality in powered flight.
Yeah. Yeah,
Damn.
that's crazy. First person to die in like a plane crash or something, or get hit by a plane or something. I don't know,
How
but
the fuck did that? You should look it up. That's weird.
yeah.
He's just like.
We should actually start.
Oh.
Let's see here. On this date
linking
in
these.
On this date in 1908, a modified Wright brothers aircraft crashed during a demonstration at Fort Myer in Virginia, seriously injuring pilot Orville Wright and killing the observer, U.S. Army Lieutenant Thomas E. Selfridge. So yeah, it wasn't a plane crash. It was a plane crash. So.
Hey, we were talking about that when we were talking about the helicopter, the first.
Yeah, the guy who flew that X-1 or whatever it was over Russia, not the X-1, but that other plane over Russia, and then he got shot down and captured, and then he somehow got back over here, and then he died flying a helicopter. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even a plane?
Yeah, no, this guy, he was a top pilot. Like, he was piloting a spy plane over the Soviet Union, and then he got shot down because we were we didn't know that they had the ability to hit us, but they did. And then he almost got executed for spying and everything, and then eventually he came back here somehow, through some kind of prisoner trade maybe, or something, politics. But then he was flying some helicopter or something, and he died in a helicopter crash. It just makes no sense. You have this amazing pilot who just dies in a helicopter crash. I think he was killed off. So
Insurance claim?
maybe. But anyway,
I mean, just let it go. Yeah.
Carrera, what happened on this date in 1911?
1911 was the first transgressional airplane flight, New York to Pasadena, in 82 hours and 4 minutes.
Yeah, the first transcontinental airplane flight. So from the New York to Newark to Pasadena, I believe in California. There is a Pasadena out here. So
That's actually a pretty fast plane flight
it,
for given.
the time, 1911, that's amazing that they could even do that, Because, like, think about it. They can't do it one hit. So they have to land on stops all along the way. So that means that there has to be an infrastructure of airports for them to land and take off, refuel, like, do all that.
So if they went from New York to Pasadena, California,
In 82 hours.
I would suspect that they had something set up mid continental and to refuel.
Well, it was more than that, dude. This is 1911. Like, they couldn't even get halfway through the continent. They had to go, every 50 miles they have to land or something, I think. It's really, really primitive technology. Because keep in mind, 1911, World War I hasn't even started yet. Airplanes are only a couple years old. So.
Oh yeah, they got those engines you had to like wind up and shit.
Yep.
I think you had to wind up the engine on the fucking on the first helicopter, right?
Yeah.
I mean, off helicopters, planes.
Yeah, no, everything, had to have that crankshaft, like you do the spinny thing and get it to
I can't wait till they start doing drone racing.
Huh.
Nah, they're already doing it. Like imagine a drone, like the one that you fly remote.
Oh, drone racing,
but,
yeah.
Like you're in there, like they're already making.
Oh yeah, so you're talking about like that one guy who made the big drone, he could pilot and everything.
No, bro, like super batteries, bro. That shit goes like 100 miles an hour.
Jesus.
I think more.
That's frightening.
And if I said, what? Come on, bro.
Dude, with how people drive cars now,
you want them. UFOs are, dog. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Stop thinking small, man.
I'm not thinking small. I'm worried because, dude.
Bro, back in the 90s, back in the 90s.
Let me talk here, bro. Like, with how people drive today, now you want them up in the air? Are you mad? Like.
No, I want a UFO and drive where other UFO people drive.
One can dream.
I don't care about.
Yeah.
We'll get
Anyway, 1912, center fielder Casey Stengel broke in with Brooklyn and hits 4 singles. Cool.
Whoa.
I don't know what that is, but yeah. Then 1914, Andrew Fisher became Prime Minister of Australia for the 3rd time. So that's pretty cool. 3rd time.
3 terms, dog.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Then 1916, 40,000 Amsterdam demonstrators demanded general voting rights.
What?
Dang, so they just wanted, they wanted to vote. 40,000 people just wanted to vote, like...
They couldn't vote back then?
Apparently not. 1916, not in Amsterdam. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I know what's going on here.
But anyway, Spike, if you want 1916 here.
What do I get that guy, man?
The Red Baron, come on, dude.
Yeah,
Who doesn't want the Red Baron?
It's 1916 World War I flying ace, the Red Baron of the German Lustreitkräfte, I think, wins if I got it right, my bad, wins the first aerial combat near Cambria, France.
Nice.
It was a sick ass super war pilot. I mean,
yep.
Yeah.
You have some sports history here in 17. You want to take this one? 1917?
Hell yeah. Hannes Wenger. Oh, dude. Alright, 1917. Hannes Wagner retired at 43. Pirates retire his number 33.
Yep, jersey.
That's a sacred number.
Yeah. And let's just move on up into, let's see here. Yep, 1927. Ooh, this guy. Speaking of aviations. Still your turn. This is your third for third, Mr. Spike.
Right. 1927. Charles Lindbergh visits San Francisco. What the hell? He just visited?
Yep.
From where?
I don't know. Like, let's see here.
How's this a historical event? Oh, he's an aviator, so he this is his own plane. He just flies from place to place.
Yeah, no, Charles Lindbergh is one of the most famous names in aviation in the United States history, but a lot of people don't realize he was also a Nazi sympathizer. Like, you ever heard of the Limburg baby?
No.
It was basically, like it was a national tragedy. His he and his wife they had a child, and then that child was abducted for I don't know whatever reason, and then later found dead. This was a long time ago, obviously. Like, but it's a whole thing. Like, I suggest looking it up, the Limburg baby. But Charles Limburg, actually, like, is documented to have gone to Nazi Germany. He met Adolf Hitler and hung out with some of those high officials and everything, and straight up like sided with them as far as their opinion on the Jews and everything. Like he
Uncle
was
is transporting drugs all over the world.
he wasn't no he
I mean,
wasn't a drug runner. He wasn't a
yeah,
drug runner. I don't think
documents,
so.
and documents and
Huh.
stuff.
Anyway,
I mean, he really did like Coke, so.
yeah. Anyway, we have an album release in 1934 for Carrera. If you would like to read this.
Oh shit! I was way ahead. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
RCA Victor releases first 33rd 1/3 RPM recording of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, performed by the Philadelphia Orchestra, led by Leopold
Stokowski.
Kowski?
Yeah.
at the Philadelphia Academic Music.
Nice.
Academia, fool. Academia of Mosaic. That's Beethoven's Fifth
Psych.
Symphony.
Oh my god. Oh wow.
So basically, what they were doing was it's recording
At a frequency that's associated with 33 and 1/3 RPM.
well, that looks like
Yeah.
33 and a third rotations per minute. So every
Yeah,
minute.
the 233 Infinity Road, it's like 9. It's
Yeah. So this is the
It's
first.
basically like he added triplets. Like he made a symphony with this speed. And then the other one goes. Like people didn't put that-
I guarantee you they had to record it at that loop.
It's because it creates a resonance, and then like
Well,
recording.
well, because it's probably the way he wrote it.
Yeah.
No, the attack speed that he's hitting the chords, because the piano's kind of a percussion, so it strums on the strings. So when it resonates in the
Yeah, if you start
with
with middle C and you want it to be in resonance,
guitar dog, if you were to plug it at an RPM like that and hit every chord like that, like simultaneously, it starts like vibrating and you creates a resonance. It's for real. Get a metronome, put it that.
this dude's on tap.
Yep.
I told
But
you, I
yo-
picked one for this.
But yo, you have another 1934 here involving the USSR, Mr. Carrera.
Oh, let's see what's going
That looks
on
like
here.
me.
So, the League of Nationals.
Yeah.
That was pre-UN,
Yep.
and
What the hell?
so what happened here? USSR was pretty much still the Soviet Union.
They are the Soviet Union, yeah. Can you read the
And-
article, please? Can you just read the article, please?
Oh, my bad.
Can you read it? 1934?
Yeah, 1934, USSR joins the League of Nations, which is Netherlands, Switzerland, and Portugal, and they vote no.
Yeah, no, the League of Nations was more than that, but Netherlands, Switzerland, and Portugal didn't want the Soviet Union to join the League of Nations. So they voted against them joining, but they still got the majority vote, so they were still able to join the League of Nations as well. So, yeah. Moving on.
Yeah, excuse me for going out of
on a tangent.
contact.
That's all right. Drink some water, by the way.
Oh,
Yep.
thank you.
Yeah. Moving on up into 1935, Manuel Luis Quizon y Molina was chosen the second president of Philippines. Well, that's pretty cool. And then 1937, we have the first National Football League game in Washington, D.C., in which the Redskins defeated the New York Giants 13-3. Wow. That's a sweep.
Oh, what a sweep.
I know, right? And then 1 year after that, 1938, British Premier Neville Chamberlain left Munich. Neville Chamberlain, a piece of crap. That guy is... Oof. He's what allowed the Nazis to do what they did. He basically... He just, bent the knee to them, just like, let's appease the British, or let's appease the Germans, let's let them take over France, and blah, blah, blah. What? So. But anyway, Mr. Spike, if you want to take a turn, I have a 1939 here, I'll highlight it for you. Spike appears to be on his phone, so we'll just move on up to Carrara here. Carrara, why don't you tell us what happened in 1939? More Soviet Union stuff here.
1939. Tal Miyake of Finland becomes the first man to run 10,000 meters under 30 minutes. That's pretty fast.
Yeah, let me look it up. 10,000 meters in miles. So let's see here. 10,000 meters is almost 6.25 miles.
Wow.
So
dude.
6.25 miles in under a half hour. That's fast.
That's very quick.
Yeah. But what about the one right above it, the Soviet Union one? That one's really interesting there too.
39. We got the Soviet Union invades eastern Poland, allowing Germans to advance. And they... Wow. To the west, taking over 200,000 Polish prisoners without formal declaration of war.
Yeah, this was part of the little agreement that Germany had with the Soviets. They split Poland in half. So Germany came in one way, the Soviets came in another, and Poland was just absolutely massacred. So
that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be half my city.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's just
Holy
the first day of the invasion, And then Poland wouldn't be free until like the 70s or 80s, like after they get, when the Soviet Union started showing a little bit of collapse, started losing their blocks and everything, but Poland just got reamed for a long time. And this is when it started.
That's actually an amazing fact to read.
Yeah. Moving on up into 1939, U.S. National Championship Men's Tennis at Forest Hills, New York. Reigning Wimbledon champion Bobby Riggs defeated fellow United Stadian Welby Van Horn 6-4, 6-2, 6-4. Huh. And then we have some more tennis in 39 as well. Women's tennis at Forest Hills, New York. Dual champion Alice Marble defeated Helen Jacobs 6-0, 8-10, 6-4. And then
Look,
1940.
the year later.
Yeah. 1940, Adolf Hitler indefinitely postponed Operation Sea Lion, the planned German invasion of Great Britain. So they were trying to do that. That's when the Battle of Britain. They're trying to demoralize them, bomb them into submission, and then invade them. But they never did. And if I may take this one, because this coincides with what I just read, it's the same exact year too. The Nazis deprived Jews of possessions. So they took away their right to even own things, like a house or a business or a teacup or a bottle of soda, anything. They weren't allowed to have anything. So that's awful.
Oh, and the meeting of interest as we get down to it was Niels Bohr and the German head of nuclear energy, the Warren Heisberg project. It was in Copenhagen, and they were taught and design nuclear weapons.
I know they were discussing nuclear weapons. This is the approximate date, as you can see there in the parentheses.
Right.
No, like they were, this was they were discussing, the possibility of, splitting the atom, despite that may causing a chain reaction that would destroy the entire fabric of reality. They still did it, so it's crazy.
It happened.
Yep.
And that shit is like really crazy.
Well, speaking of crazy things, there's a 1943, a blue 1943 here, involving ammunition. If you want to take that one.
Oh, load of this is 1943. A load of, in quotations, ammunition in transit, explosives in Norfolk Naval Air Station. So that's when we started testing.
Well, no, we weren't testing anything. This was just like an accident. Like it was like a train car with munitions, like being bullets, explosives, bombs, missiles, whatever it is, and it just something happened and it blew up. So it was like quote unquote ammunition in transit. So they were like moving it from one area to another.
Yeah, my bad.
That's all right.
My bad.
It's all right. But let's see here. 1944, British Premier Winston Churchill traveled to the U.S. All right. And then let's see here. Ooh, 1944. What?
Look how mean his face is.
Yeah,
always.
he looks like an angry grandpa.
Yeah, he's just always mad.
Like, where's my tobacco? I need my scotch. You cannot believe the day I had at the mines.
Give me a cigarette.
I need something. But anyway, 1944, we have Operation Market Garden. In the largest airborne operation of the Second World War, Allied paratroopers landed in the Netherlands in a failed attempt to capture the Arnhem Bridge over the Rhine. So, yep.
Every time I try to roll down, shit just gets fucked up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's alright. 1947, Jackie Robinson was named Rookie of the Year by Sporting News. Interesting.
Oh, and we had a huge thing on like baseball history at that time.
Yeah.
And I brought up Jackie Robinson. This man has done more in history than no man ever. So please go look up Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, Jackie Robinson. He was the guy who, like, he broke the race barrier. He showed that skin color doesn't matter, skill does. Yeah.
Yes.
Then, but on that same time, 1947 as well, James Forrestal was sworn in as the first U.S. Secretary of Defense.
Mm.
Oh yeah, we didn't have that during the Second World War. So,
We did not.
and the Pentagon.
Actually, I kind of want to skip to the WLS.
All right, go ahead. It's your turn anyway. 1948. Go for it.
So, 1948, WLS launches Channel 7 in Chicago, being an ABC affiliate. It became broadcasting.
Now, was it an ABC affiliate, or is this the birth of ABC?
No, it's an affiliate.
When was ABC created? Let me see here. October 12th, 1943, United States. And this was 1948. So you're right. So this is an affiliate. Why don't you take the next one here, 1949, the blue one, right under what you just read?
Yeah, I was like kind of intrigued by that. I've never seen. I actually don't know anything about this. It's something we're gonna have to look up. But in 1949, 128 die as fire guts from a Canadian passenger streamer, Nordic to Toronto.
Nornick in Toronto. Yeah, so a fire went in and, like, it gutted. So it went in, it was inside, it burnt everything on the inside. And 120 people died. That's insane, dude.
I've never even heard that. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that is crazy. But speaking of something just as interesting, just two articles after that, also in 1939, starting with North. Why don't you take this one too? Because I want to say something about this.
What year? I'm sorry.
1949. Just two articles after what you just read.
On the
North Atlantic.
The North Atlantic Treaty Council meets for the first time.
And do you know what that was the precursor of?
I actually do not.
North Atlantic Treaty Organization, also known as NATO. So this is when NATO first met, before they were even NATO. So that's pretty wild.
I actually learned something, and I think everybody should Google that and read and get educated on it.
Yeah, seriously, because NATO is very relevant today with the whole Ukraine thing going on. Like, Ukraine tried to join NATO, like, shortly after they got invaded, and obviously got declined, because NATO, the whole thing of NATO is that, like, well, that was developed to counteract the Russians, during the Cold War, during all that stuff. But, like, the whole thing is, like, if anybody invades or attacks or anything, like, a NATO country, every other country in that organization would view that as an attack on themselves and would act in kind. So if you attack one NATO country, they will all come after you. And that's the whole point. So that's why, Ukraine tried to get into there, because Russia was coming in. So anyway,
I'm gonna take this 1949.
Go for it.
Real quick.
Go for it.
Because I live in Dallas, Fort Worth.
All right.
So WFAA is a channel that we watch for our weather, for everything, and that is the fact that, wow, like,
Yeah.
that's when we started learning of it. And so that's when, what's it called? When you look at your
Forecasts?
forecast, everything, that's what we watch.
Yeah, the Doppler and all that stuff.
The Doppler, everything runs through FAA.
So it's still around today. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so Channel 8 is a big deal here.
Yeah. Before we continue on,
And in fact, Channel 8 is Channel 11 as well, plus Channel 21, which like does like Star Trek and
so it's public, it's cable. Is what you're saying, it's cable, right?
no, it's a public channel.
Oh, it's public, okay.
So we could watch, when I was a kid, you could watch like Star Trek on it.
That's awesome.
And you know, so you had like regular news, and then you had like sci-fi, you had soap operas, you had all that.
So a variety of shows.
Yeah.
That's cool. Before we continue on, I'm going to do the split here real quick. In the part 2, I highly suggest you watch part 1, otherwise enjoy your stay. Anyway, moving on up into 1953, Ernie Banks became Chicago Cubs' first black player. Pretty good. 1953. During the height of segregation and all that stuff. So, I think.
And the Cubs, so
Yeah.
cool thing.
Yep. And then 1954, Lord of the Flies, written by William Golding, was published by Faber and Faber in London. Hey, look at this. This guy has a beard like yours.
You better get off my style.
Yeah. And in 1954 as well, in a quick rematch at Yankee Stadium, New York City, Rocky Marciano knocks out Ezzard Charles in the 8th round to retain his world heavyweight boxing title.
That was a huge deal. People don't even know how big that was. That take your time and look it up, save it in your history, and look that up.
Yep. 365 days later, in 1955, future MLB Hall of Famer Baltimore Oriole Brooks Robinson went 2-4 into his first game. So it sounds like he lost, but still, that was his first game. So that's pretty cool.
I don't know who that is, but I'll look him up.
I have no idea. Oh, wow. 1956. Why don't you take it? It's your turn. The television one. It's in the white section.
Black students enter Clay Elementary School in Kentucky. So basically, baking the first pie of what we would consider segregation. You could go to a school.
Well, I'm wondering, like, because it's saying black students are entering this, so was this a segregated school, or was this a
Yeah, it
non-segregated?
was. I'm pretty sure this was a segregated school.
Let me see here. It's not telling me anything. Clay Elementary School in Kentucky. It's just telling me other things about it. What was this first school for black children? Oh, so the first school for black children was the Williamsburg Bray School, was for free and enslaved black children, founded in 1760 in Williamsburg, Virginia. But that's something else. So this, I don't know. Like, I'm not finding anything about this. Like, if it was segregated, I'm not sure. But I'll take your word for it. I'm gonna have to look more into this myself. Um,
From what I've read in textbooks, this was one of the first schools to stop segregation.
so this is stop segregation. So this is when black schools enter in a school with other, ethnicities. So like white
Right.
kids. Okay, that's what I was
They
going at. Okay.
they still had the blacks only bathroom, blacks only
Everything. Yeah.
yeah, but segregation started slowing down
Yeah.
in Kentucky.
That is
I
true.
so I think that's what they're getting at.
I think so too. We're gonna have to look more into this. I really wish the source would tell us more, but at least they started the breadcrumb right there. But let's move on up. 1956 as well, the one right after the one you just read, the television one. That's really interesting.
Oh, television is first broadcasted in Australia.
Yeah.
Wow. I actually didn't know it took that long.
Yeah. So,
As we all know, Australia was presented as the first prison state.
yep.
And I didn't realize that it took them that long to get to even a broadcast.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, it is, like, still a frontier. I mean, like, 98% of the landmass is uninhabitable. Everybody lives on the coastlines, except for, like, a few bushwhackers and crazy people and stuff like that. But, like, do you want to know why Australia even became a penal colony?
Actually, I don't know why.
Because the Brits lost us. They used to send the colonies their prisoners, and then when we became independent, they still had prisoners to send, but they didn't have us anymore to send them to. So they're like, fuck it, let's send them to Australia. So that's how Australia came to be. Because of France, we came to be, and because of us, Australia came to be. So pretty crazy how things work down the line, hand in hand, domino style,
That's wow, an amazing wonder and factoid.
Yep. But here you have a 1957 one, the Scott Crossfield one. That's really interesting there.
Oh, the first powered flight.
X-15, yeah.
It takes up 1957. Scott Crossfield takes the X-15 up for the first powered flight.
Yep.
That is really a show of hands.
Yeah, like the X-15, I believe, is like the first time we ever broke the sound barrier. Like, this is not the first time, like, we broke the sound barrier, but this is what became, the vessel we use. And I think this is the one they strapped underneath a larger plane, and then they just dropped it and let it go from altitude. So rather than having to launch from surface, they just dropped it and let it launch from, like, where the air is thinner, and they can have, like, a lot, easier time to get up and get going.
If I believe the X-15 is the first pictured sonic boom from breaking the sound barrier.
Yeah, as I said, that was the vessel we used to break the sound barrier. But this is when it was first, flown. This is not when it broke the sound barrier, but this is getting to it. So this is when we're finally getting it flying, and then we're going to take it to the sound barrier later on. So that is really interesting.
That is cool.
In 1957 as well, two male attorneys stand in as actress Sophia Loren and producer Carlo Ponti wed by proxy in Juarez, Mexico. So these two people married for these other people. So it was a proxy marriage. It's weird. But yeah, that's interesting. I don't know why you'd want to be president. You wouldn't want to be a president at your own wedding, but maybe you're too busy. But how are you too busy to be married? You know, that's ridiculous. So. But then 1959, Transit 1A, the first navigational satellite to be launched, it failed to successfully achieve orbit. This is the first time we actually tried to put in a navigational satellite up there, GPS. So
It actually created a sonic boom as it fell out of the sky.
that makes sense. But then in 1959 as well, a typhoon killed 2,000 people in Japan and Korea. Dang.
What the hell?
Yeah.
What about Vietnam and everybody in between?
Well, Japan and Korea, they're right on the ocean. Well, Japan's an island nation, and Korea's like, to the northwest of them. Vietnam and all that stuff, is more to the southwest. That's way over there. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But then in 1960, Cuba nationalized U.S. banks. Huh. So that's interesting. Cuba, of all places. I always found it weird that, Cuba...
Over blue jeans, bro.
Probably.
I mean, literally, like, the reason we were on a head-to-head was over denim.
Dang. Yeah, you were talking about that the other night, right? Or somebody was talking
Yeah,
about that. Yeah.
it's a weird, like, thought, but it's real.
Yeah. Anyway, it's your turn now. 1961, sports history. I'm skipping over the tennis because I'm so tired of tennis. So.
Oh my god. I don't know who this is, so I'm gonna just ram it as much as I can.
Giggity?
In 1961, Frank Tarkenton plays his first National Football League game against the Chicago Bears, coming off of the bench to lead the Vikings. Oh. In a 37-13 victory. Also becoming the only quarterback to throw 4 touchdown passes in his first career game.
That's incredible.
That's actually amazing.
37-16, that's a slaughter, dude.
Like, just you're grounded.
Yeah. Well, oh wow. So this coincides. This other one right underneath it. This coincides with what you just read. So go ahead and take it here.
Wait, which one? The dark?
The one right under the one you read. The white one, like 1961 as well.
Oh, the Vikings.
Yeah.
First NFL game, they beat the Bears 37-13.
This is the exact same game. This guy. So this was not only his first game. This was his team's first game. The Minnesota Vikings' first NFL game, as well as Fran's, defeated the Chicago Bears 37-13. And this guy, Fran Tarkenton, the first quarterback to throw 4 touchdown passes in his... Yeah, that's crazy. That's some crazy football. Dude, Alice just said last night that the Vikings are becoming her team or something. And, like, so this is like, major for her. I gotta take a screenshot, actually, for her. Let's see here.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Hold on a second.
I think that's sick.
Yeah.
That's sick, dude.
Yep. Oop, that was the wrong one. A second. Why can't I... There we go. Hold on. Take this screenshot. Anyway, control new. No. Paste. Anyway, Let's see here.
I'm gonna hit this one real
Yeah, do
quick
it.
because I really, this makes my day right now. So in 1961, Happy Days premieres in NYC.
Nice.
Happy Days was one of like the greatest shows ever,
I love that show.
and I watched it from the time I was a kid, and I'll still watch it. I mean, Henry Winkler is just
A great actor.
amazing.
Yeah.
And who can slap a jukebox and make it play?
Exactly. That guy was cool. You know, the Fonz. Hey, you know, like.
Hey!
But wasn't that also Robin, like one of Robin Williamson's Robin Williams' first first like major roles, playing as Mork, you know, the alien, and then later on he got his own spin-off, Mork and Mindy.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then there was another spinoff. We're gonna have to look that up because I can't like make words. But yes, Happy Days spun off so many things, and it was such a great show. And rest in peace to Henry.
Oh, Henry died?
And I think he did.
No, he's still alive. He's 76. He's still around. Robin Williams is the one who's dead, though. He allegedly killed himself, but no, Henry Winkler is still alive.
Okay, well, given the channel, I do know this. Zelda was his daughter.
Alright.
And he was such a fanboy of like the NES. So he named his child Zelda.
Huh.
And if anyone doesn't know, they need to figure it out. Zelda was the girl, the princess.
Yeah, Link is a character that you play. Yeah.
Is who you are playing.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, everybody pay mind and say rest in peace to Mr. Williams.
Rest in peace, Robin. So, anyway, let's move on up. If you don't mind, there's a 1962 one here. The first one, the blue 1962, the Justice Department. That's really interesting right there.
Oh shit. 1962 Justice Department files, which you gotta remember there's an of there.
Yes.
Justice of Department files first suit to end segregation in public schools. And amen and thank you.
Yep. Oh wow, 1963. I'm going to take this one here. I'm going to move on to stuff. 1963, a train struck a makeshift bus full of migrant workers, killing 32 of them, or killing 32 people. You know, so that's crazy. A makeshift bus, so like a homemade bus, and then like, got hit by a train and 32 people died. That sucks. So
I don't even remember that.
Yeah. And then 1964, the Supremes released single "Baby Love." whoever the Supremes were. That's so cool. We have some sports history. 1964, Yankee Mickey Mantle got career hits number 1,999, 2000, and 2001 in his 450th home run in a 6-2 victory over Los Angeles Angels at New York. Ooh, Angels lost. That's not good. So
let's go back to 1964. Bewitched
go for it.
premiered on ABC, which is very important because Bewitched, throughout the series, there was two different characters as Darren. Then Will Ferrell played in the remake in what 2004.
Bewitched remake. 2005. Close.
So, and they actually reference both of the Darrens in that.
Huh.
And I think that the original Bewitched was one of my favorite shows when I was a kid.
I never saw it. I've heard of it.
I just wanted to throw that out.
Yeah. But let's see here. Moving on up into 1972, speaking of TV shows, the comedy MASH, adapted from the movie, starring Alan Alda, Loretta Swit, Wayne Rogers, and McLean Stevenson, debuted on CBS in the U.S. So MASH, mobile and what does MASH stand for? Mobile. What does MASH stand for? Mobile Army Surgical Hospital. There we go. Mobile.
Yeah, it
Army
was a
Surgical
medic unit.
Yeah, it was. But let's see here. We have 1976. NASA, also known as Never a Straight Answer, publicly unveiled Space Shuttle Enterprise in Palmdale, California, named after Star Trek Enterprise with cast attending. That's pretty cool. That's awesome.
We, me and my boy here have actually been kind of revisiting some older, I guess, sci-fi. So we actually watched the first few of
Battlestar
the
Galactica.
newer Battlestar Galactica, and I am a huge
Fan.
Enterprise fan.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm a huge fanboy of all this. So thank you for allowing me to watch something with you that I really love.
I'm looking forward to watching them more. We need to catch up. We've seen the first 2 episodes, and I'm eager to watch more of them, dude. So, but moving on up into 1976, we have Ringo Starr released album Ringo's Rotogravure, whatever the hell that means. So.
Whoa! What?
Yeah.
Am I that far? Oh, there we are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was behind.
That's all right.
Oh, this was one of his first single albums, and he was singing and playing most instruments.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's actually a cool thing to see here.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're a multi-instrumentalist, you used to do a bunch of stuff, so that's kind of in your wheelhouse right there. But moving on up. Go ahead.
I will say, let's hit straight to my birth year.
Well, I'm going to take this one here in 1978. Before that, we have Anwar Sadat, Menachem Begin, and Jimmy Carter signed the Camp David Accords, which was a framework for peace in the Middle East and between Egypt and Israel. So that's pretty cool.
So, on a secondary note, Billy Beer was Billy Carter's brother's actual beer.
Huh. Yeah, that's
So,
right. I remember hearing about that. Billy Beer. That's right. I think Alice told me about that.
So we can thank Mr. President Jimmy Carter for his brother's works in a huge line of
Adult beverages.
Yeah.
Then moving on up to a guy who looks like my dad, who's been in the sun a little too long. We have 1979. Speaking of my dad.
Watch that.
Speaking of my dad, we are joined by...
Meat Cleaver.
Yep. By the way, Mr. Carrera, you've never met him. My dad is sitting right next to me right now. So, Dad Carrera Dad, you know.
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
All right.
Good.
I'm just drinking a little bit. We're doing some factoids and trying to figure out like how things worked. Maybe in your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, last one, Jimmy Carter. Remember his beer well.
Yeah, his
brother's beer. Yeah.
He was around.
So I was right?
Yeah.
You are. Yeah, no, I've been told that before. I don't know from who. Maybe Dad, maybe Alice. I don't know. But I've been told that before. Anyway, 1979, we have Royals. George Brett was sixth to have 20 doubles, triples, home runs in the season, and that's the line or whatever it's called.
I'm gonna let you stew.
That fool is raging.
I don't know anything about baseball. Although the other day Scott was on, and he asked me whatever it was that I call it the line. I know it's not right, but he gave me the quiz and I passed it.
You're kidding.
No. I'm learning things. I'm learning.
Oh God.
Your dad's raging, dog.
My dad's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm actually really happy with it.
Good.
All right.
But why don't you take 1980, this film premiere here?
With Bette Midler?
Yeah.
So what we're looking at is Divine Madness starring Bette Midler, and it premiered in 1980.
Yeah.
So I'd never have seen that movie. I was actually born that year. So
Had to be a good year, huh?
nah, it must have been.
Yeah. Hey, it made you, you know?
It did make me.
Yep. But also in 1980, you have a historic event here involving Poland. Speaking of Poland, you know?
Lex Valenza, yeah.
Yeah. Your turn, Carrera.
Oh, are we talking about the Polish workers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Go for it.
Oh, in 1980, Polish workers under the leadership of Lech Waszka found the Solidarity movement at the... Hold on. Let me learn how to read with... By a vowel, dude.
By a vowel. Yeah, I know, right?
I'm gonna go, Ganache Shipboard.
Just as good as my guess. But the Solidarity, the Polish trade union, It was a broad anti-authoritarian social movement using methods of civil resistance to advance the causes of workers' rights and social something. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it.
Wait, while you're looking, this was
Probably.
Lech Walesa. This is huge because this is when Poland was really breaking away from Russia by the people.
Yeah, which is actually really interesting because on this date, in 1939, Russia invaded their side of Poland. Remember, Russia and Germany had that agreement to, from two sides attack Poland.
Yeah.
So from on this date then to on this date now, which it has to be planned, because this is when Poland became under the boot, and then this is when they're trying to not become under the boot. So 41 years of being under the boot. Can you imagine that? That's crazy. So
That's a long time.
it is. It's as long as you've been alive. Your entire
That's
life.
right.
Can you imagine?
There you go.
Can you
Oh,
imagine
man.
your entire life?
Put that in perspective.
Yeah. Dang, dude.
I'm 41.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I just said.
Wow,
41
dude.
years. 39 to 1980. That's 41 years. Your entire life of them being under the Soviet rule and such.
Man, you kind of boot slam somebody in the throat. They're gonna try to figure out how to get out of it, and they finally did, even under a Soviet movement.
Yeah. Well,
Well, the irony is that the people always have the power.
yes.
It's just whether they relinquish it or not.
Yep. Moving on up into 1981, Fernando Valenzuela set a National League rookie record with 8th shutout of season. Huh.
Fernando Venezuela. Yeah.
No, not Venezuela. Valenzuela.
Valenzuela? Oh, is
Va-
it Valenzuela? Okay.
It's not
what-
Venezuela. It's
Yeah.
Valenzuela.
Fernando.
Fernando. Bippity boppity boo. When did he become Italian? I don't know.
No.
Then 1982, Bad to the Bone, single by George Thorogood and the Destroyers was first released.
God.
Bad
To the bone.
to the bone. Yep.
Let me tell you something about this. So you had Sega and Nintendo like trying to battle it out,
Yeah.
but there was this game on the actual Sega
Yeah.
Master System,
Uh-huh.
and it involved like car races and shit.
Hmm.
And they had Bad to the Bone on it.
Oh, that's
Ah.
cool.
And that was like 92?
What console was it on? Sega
Master System.
Master
The-
System racing game. Let's see here. You said 1990?
It was in the early 90s.
I see RC Grand Prix, Road Rash. Then we're getting into 80s. We have Enduro Racer, Hang On, World Grand Prix, Outrun, Chase HQ, Super Mario or Super Monaco GP, Ariton, Sienna, Super Monaco. There's 14 more.
Shit.
GP Rider, F1. I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. So, but then in
But me and my boy just played the living shit out of that game on the Master System, and we both went Genesis instead of Super Nintendo.
I had a Genesis, Sega.
God, yes.
played Sonic on that. So,
Of course,
Yeah.
it came with it.
and in 1983, we have the 8th Toronto International Film Festival, in which The Big Chill, directed by Lawrence Katchson, won the People's Choice Award. All right. We have actress Glenn Close. So, yep.
Actually, that was a very good movie, and I suggest anybody that's a film buff, watch it.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Well, why don't you start your turn off with this music history here in 1983 involving Vanessa Williams?
Oh,
Yeah, this is interesting.
Vanessa Williams.
The tennis star, yeah.
So crowned the 56th Miss America 1984 first winner of an African American descent.
So first black person to win this, and she was at the age of 20 in 1983.
And
Dang, she's old.
one of the most beautiful women you could look at in history, plus great vocals.
And actually, I was wrong. This is not the tennis person. I just thought Williams. Serena and
No.
No. She was not a tennis.
I was just about to say, wait, she's old. Holy crap! But no. So never mind.
Hold on there now.
Well, no.
She's not old.
Oh,
And even at this time, still one of the most beautiful people we have in our lives. So
yeah.
I feel like she deserves kind of little clap. Let's give her a little clap.
Oh, all right.
Let's give her an applause, not the clap. Let's not give her the clap.
Oh God.
Gotta choose our words wisely while on air, good sir. But anyway,
I meant hand
yeah.
clap.
Applause, yeah.
Come on.
I know.
Yep. But anyway, let's move on up to 1984, a historic event for you.
Oh. Alright. 1984. Brian Mulroney sworn as Canada's 8th Prime Minister. Congratulations, because you were pushing towards a red
What?
national republic for Canada. And when I mean red, he was actually more libertarian.
So more conservative leaning is what you're saying.
Yeah, grassroots Republican.
I had no idea about this guy's policies, so that's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah, that's kind of strange. You are a native Canadian. Like, there's a
True.
Canadian to my left right here, dude. Like, one of these crazy Looney Toony Maple Leaf people, those hockey people, So, but also we have a baseball record in 1984 as well. Dwight Gooden tied record of 32 strikeouts in consecutive games. And
That was awesome. I actually saw that.
at 4 years old, you remember that?
Yep.
Dang, must have been a great game to have that kind of an imprint on you.
Reggie Jackson.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody knows the Reg. An amazing athlete. Is 13th to hit 500 RBIs, basically, like
Home
home runs.
Home
Yeah.
runs.
Yeah. Well, RBIs are more.
Yeah.
But in case anybody's on base.
Yeah. That's
He
pretty cool.
he was amazing. And give it up to historians of baseball to like understand what a black man did when whites dominated everything.
Yep.
Mr. October.
I was just about to say this was Mr. October, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Dang. Well, then 1985. That's interesting. If you want to take that one, Mr. Carrera.
Me?
Yeah. Still
Oh.
your turn.
I actually don't know anything about this.
Well, go for it. Read it and learn.
Alright, 1985, Soyuz T-14 carries 3 cosmonauts to the Salyut 7 space station. That's actually amazing.
It is. The Soviets had their own space station. We had our own space station. Like we had space station 1 or whatever it was called. Like they were making their own. We were making our own, and eventually, we combined forces, and we have ISS today, which is actually nearing the end of its lifespan. Unfortunately, the International Space Station, which is a global concerted effort of getting humanity into space.
They're actually within the next few years gonna drop it to Earth.
That's really heartbreaking.
Yeah. Now, is it just Russia and U.S. combined for that, or is there other countries
No,
involved?
there's Chinese modules, there's
China,
French, England,
okay.
Japan. Like everybody's made things like either components or entire sections, or I think the solar panels were made in Britain. I don't know, but it's a whole world effort of anybody who has
So
any
they're
form of
all
space
contributing.
program.
Okay,
Yes.
good to know. I didn't
Yes.
know that.
Now, as far as actually getting up there, it used to just be U.S. and Russia and whatever, but now
Yeah.
it's just Russia. But SpaceX is getting up there. So we've been,
Yeah.
they've been
China's still getting up there.
China, yeah, as well. But moving on into 1987, my birth year, Pope John Paul II arrived in San Francisco to meet with AIDS patients and embraced an AIDS-infected child. Wow. So he hugged a child infected with HIV. That's powerful. John Paul II was amazing, dude. He was the greatest pope of all time. In my opinion. Such a great
We
guy.
don't have popes like that anymore.
We don't. So.
What'd you call me?
Yeah, that's a big deal.
It is.
What do you got on?
We're actually in 1988. I'm going to take this one here. The 13th Toronto International Film Festival. Woman on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown, when aren't they? Directed by Pedro Almodovar, won the People's Choice Awards. So. Nobody laughed at my joke.
Wait, was there a joke there?
Oh my god. Yo, by the way, drink some water, man.
Hey. Yes.
Yes. Hydrate up, my brother. So.
He's always got my back.
Yup.
He's a good man.
Yeah, I was raised by a better one. So.
This water?
That does not look like water. No, that's hot sauce, dude. So, I wouldn't
This is
recommend
water.
drinking that.
This is water. What are you talking about, man?
Not water for me, bro.
I'm pretty sure
Oh,
that's
God.
water.
What? That's a Mexican remedy, fool.
Oh my god. I'm
I
not
gotta
a
put the
Mexican,
egg
dude.
on my head.
It won't work on me.
What?
I'm too white. It won't work on me. I'm a gringo, dude. Gringo. Like,
I throw you in the sun with some mud, fucking. Eventually, you'll fucking be brown.
Anyway, 1992, Frank Zappa conducted the ensemble modern in portions of his classical work, The Yellow Shark, in Frankfurt, Germany, receiving a 20-minute standing ovation in what was his last public appearance. Wow. That's...
Frank Zappa was one of the greatest leaders in guitar for us musicians.
Didn't you know Frank Zappa?
I didn't know him. No.
I didn't know.
Well, not you,
Frank
Dad. My
Zappa.
dad knew a lot of people like back in the day. So
No, I didn't know him.
yeah. My dad did
Frank Zappa?
know, my dad did know all of the members of the Doors, and I'm trying to get him to talk with Alice about that at one time. So,
Yeah, it's back in the day. Leave it there.
oh, bring your experiences to the world. Come
Ooh.
on, you have stories to share. Don't
Yeah.
keep them in, man. Like, release to the world,
Hey,
man.
man,
Be
come
part
on.
of it.
We can talk, play, man.
But then we have
That-
more sports history. Moving on
Yes.
into the new millennium, the year 2000, Dan Marino's number 13th jersey was
Didn't
retired
it come
by
out
the
like
Miami
2 billion?
Dolphins. What's up, Spike?
That was like the greatest quarterback fool.
Oh yeah, no, the greatest quarterback of all time to never get a Super Bowl ring. That's a tragedy.
He was David Hasselhoff's doppelganger.
Huh? He kind of does. Yeah, it's true.
I always confused those two.
Yeah.
That fucking plays football? Oh no, not him.
Anyway, in 2000 as well, Farm Aid 13 was held in Bristow, Virginia. Performers included Willie Nelson, Neil Young, John Mellencamp, CSNNY, Arlo Guthrie, Sawyer Brown, Alan Jackson, Travis Tritt, North Mississippi All-Stars, Bare Naked Ladies, and Tipper Gore. That's a pretty good lineup right there.
Yeah.
Yep. He was a guitar singer who smoked weed in the White House. Good story.
Well, Spike, would you like to take one in 2001 here, the sports history?
Who's this guy? No,
No idea.
2001. Despite the-
How did we get to 2001?
Time flies, man.
That's like 22 years ago, man. Come on. I mean, 20 years ago. Despite suffering from lung cancer and Parkinson's disease, Jack Buck strips emotions by reading a patriotic themed poem during the pregame ceremonies on the baseball's first night back after September 11 terrorist attack.
Dang.
Damn, Jack
Dang.
Buck.
Yep. Yep. Man. But you have another one if you want, Spike. You have two more. You have a music history in 2003 if you want.
No. He's not taking my Billy Corgan.
Oh well, then go.
Take
go
it.
for
I got it.
All right.
2003, Billy Corgan presents his poetry at the Art Institute of Chicago's Rubloff Auditorium.
Huh. This guy looks like the Hot Ones guy. You know.
Now, I'm gonna tell you something about this. First of all, I was called Billy Corgan all the way through high school because I shaved my head and all that. But when your buddy here, Spiker, he said, despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage.
Yep.
And I went, how do you know? That, like, blew my fucking mind. And Billy Corgan is my hero. Like, I'll always say, dude, I'm a metalhead, and I'll be like Lamb of God and all this shit, and Pantera, but Billy Corgan, that's my hero.
Nice.
He's the man, huh?
He's the fucking man, and I didn't even know that. That's a really cool sentiment to my history on my favorite musician.
Dang. Well, speaking of heroes, you have another one here in 2004, a baseball record with a pretty big name right here.
Oh, Barry Bonds, the crackhead.
Go for it, dude.
Who's this guy?
Somebody read 2004.
Is that the guy from Scrubs?
No, that is not Turkleton.
Oh, all right. 2004, San Francisco. Oh hell no! Hey,
Do you see? He gave the middle finger in.
Yeah.
That was great. Oh hell no. Well, Carrera, you can take it if you want.
I'm,
Oh
I'm,
my God.
I'm actually gonna have to take this because that was funny
Oh my
and
God.
because when I went to the OC, some fucking douchebag had made me flip my fucking LA hat, bro, and like was
Wow.
being really rude. And I'm like, bro, we didn't do anything, and he almost got me kicked out. But I'm like, lady, I didn't get out my chair. You could go to the cameras. I want to speak to your manager. He's like, oh, you know what? Well, you have to leave, but you can't drink no more. I'm sorry for all this. And I'm like, what the fuck? But they gonna drink?
Well, will someone please
And then
read
I-
2004?
all right. I'm gonna run it through. San Francisco Giants outfielder Barry Bonds hits his 700th
Whoa.
career MLB home run
Let's
off
go.
San Diego's Jake Peavy.
Dang.
And that made and Barry Bonds is known for being like a badass.
He
They're
hit some
home runs, though.
swingers, man.
They're 100 home runs.
Yeah.
700.
Yeah. This is his 700th one, so he might have had more. So actually, Barry
Mhm.
Bonds. How many HRs Barry Bonds? 762. So he's approaching his end here. So he went on to hit 62 more after this time.
Yeah, he ended up as a pirate.
At 2004 as well, Tamil was declared the first classical language in India.
What?
Tamil.
Yeah,
Tamil.
never heard of that.
Yeah.
Ooh, can I take this?
Go for it.
In 2005, the millennium of the 5th year, 30th Toronto International Film Festival, Saucy, directed by Gavin Hood, wins the People's Choice Award.
Can you do that again? What's the name of this? What's the name of this thing?
Saucy.
Saucy? But no, say it the way you just did.
Saucy.
That's saucy, you know?
Oh. They're like, the T's aren't there. They're silent. They say saucy, but with the T, saucy.
Yeah.
Right. Saucy.
In 2005, we have Diana DeGarmo received the Horizon Award at the Georgia Music Hall of Fame Awards ceremony. Nice.
Diana the grandma.
Diana DeGarmo.
The grandma.
DeGarmo?
Grano?
I don't know. Piano.
That means Diana of a pimple. No, Garmo. Yeah.
Anyway, moving on up into 2007, AOL, known as America Online, once the largest internet service provider in the U.S., officially announced
You got
plans to refocus the company as an advertising business and to relocate its corporate headquarters from Dulles, Virginia, to New York City.
What's it? Oh man.
Yeah. So AOL, dang.
Dude. AOL, what was it?
AOL?
You remember the dial-up sound?
Oh yeah. You know, essentially like that.
You got mail.
You've got.
You got messages. Hey, what's your ASL?
How fucking high are you, dog?
Yes.
I just haven't slept, so my mind's kind of being all creative and shit. Because it's like when your two lobes connect.
Bro, I'm so high, I'm in space. Anyway, we're moving up into 2010.
Is your dad still next to you?
Yeah,
What?
yeah, he's right here. You want to ask him something?
I can't even see him.
Well, because he doesn't want to be on camera.
I'm sitting next to him, so
Yeah.
there's no room.
Yeah. I could move the camera, but he doesn't want to be on camera. I try to respect his
My
privacy.
bad.
So yeah. Here, wave. You can stick your hand in and wave. You know. See, there he is. See it?
Oh, hi, Dad.
Oh yeah.
My dad.
My bad. Hi, Dad.
Moving on up into 2010, the documentary film "Who is Harry Nilsson and Why is Everybody Talking About Him" was released theatrically. Well, I don't know who he is, and nobody's talking about him, so I don't.
Yeah.
Whoever the hell Harry Nilsson is,
I have no fucking clue.
don't either. But then 2010 as well, the 54-year run of the soap opera As the World Turns ended as its final episode was broadcasted. Dang.
I can actually do this one, and I can clap.
All right.
So as the world turns and Bold and the Beautiful, and they had a vampire fucking soap opera. At that year, they just wanted to get it down to a couple. So this is one of the last fucking soap operas that started in the 50s?
Well, this is a 54-year run, so 2010. I'm not going to do the math mentally, so
60.
60.
50. Well, how many year run?
2010 minus 54 equals
56.
1956. You are correct. So this
And
started-
so there is only like 3 left. And the last one to start up and run and die was a vampirical soap opera
Do you know
on
the name?
the same channel.
Do you know the name?
Oh, I can't think
Yeah,
of
hey,
it.
is Wayne there? Just his for Spike. Right here at the plaza.
Dark Shadows?
I know. I was gonna
Is that it?
it?
Carrera, is it Dark Shadows?
No. It was on the same channel as the World Turns.
Okay.
might see
Well, if you can find it, that'd be interesting. I'm not finding anything.
All right,
here.
I'll link it whenever I find it. But yeah, and now my grandmother was like huge into that, but Bold and the Beautiful is kind of like the end all of end all.
Huh.
They survived.
Yeah.
And that's what she watches every day.
Nice. We're talking about Grandma, who we see shuffling in every now and then.
Yeah.
Nice. Really cool. I'm going to perform another split here. Welcome to part 3. Let's see here. Mr. Carrera, it's your turn now. Why don't you start off in 2011? That's interesting right there.
Oh, you really want me to do this?
Yep, it's your turn.
Alright, in 2011, Occupy Wall Street movement began. It was in Zuccotti Park, New York City.
Yep.
And as I remember it, Occupy Wall Street was a total liberal movement to
Bring the establishment down. We are the 99%, you know?
yeah, and the 1% were the enemy.
Yep, the rich, the wealthy.
So yeah, that's what happened when I was first building my first badass computer.
Dang. So that's pretty cool. But there's one here in 2012, the China one here. This is, I have a thing or two to say about this, if you would like to read that.
2012, 13 people are killed on a bus accident in Jabal, fucking Saudi Arabia.
Well, that is tragic, but I was specifically talking about the one under that, the China one.
Oh shit.
It's all right.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
China dispatches 1,000 fishing boats to the Senkaku Islands.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up, the Senkaku Islands, but this is part of China's like aggressive actions towards all of their, these islands. They look to be like between China and Japan, because I see Japan here and there's South Korea over there. So like the Senkaku Islands or the Diayuado Islands or the Diayutai Islands, same thing, because they fished everywhere out. Like they fished themselves out. There is no fish around China, so they still got to eat. So then they go into other countries' fishing spots and take those fish, and then those countries start having food shortages. China is just a monster, and like speaking of China being a monster here, like in 2012 as well, Panasonic suspended operations as at its 3 factories in China. So Panasonic, at least at that time, stopped using Chinese slave labor and everything to make their stuff.
I wonder if they ever went back in or if they stayed out.
I have no idea. And
well, let's just say this, that we utilize Samsung and iPhones. Samsung makes the screens and most of the utilities except the UI for Apple.
yeah, so they make the components, but not the actual user interface.
Right.
Yeah.
And they get $150 every iPhone that comes out.
Dang.
But both have suicide nets.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even want to start going into there. The suicide nets, it's all PR. It's not because they give a shit. It's because, the Western world was crying about people suiciding. So now the suicide rates have dropped. People aren't paying attention. They're still slaves. Dude, open your eyes. There's still slavery. There's a reason why they were jumping out of those buildings, and now you took that away from them. God, let people live.
24 hours of work time.
Yeah, no.
On both sides.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, here we go.
Continuing on, in 2012, a Swedish forensic scientist found no conclusive evidence of WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange's DNA in a torn condom. Okay, I don't know why they're checking out condoms, but I guess they're trying to find some kind of like sexual allegation to bring him down. Like, man, they when they're looking for something, they look for anything to go after people.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
nuts. Absolutely nuts.
They literally tried to convict him of rape.
Yeah.
So, it was even the Netherlands that tried to convict him of rape. The only thing he was guilty of was saying,
The only thing
Here's
he's guilty
what-
of is bringing, information to light to the average person. Telling us where our tax dollars are going. Between him and Edward Snowden, those guys are heroes to humanity. Like fuck the politics. It's what they're doing. Like they're and Assange here. Assange is now like he's probably dead. Like he was extradited from the from some embassy in Britain, and then now he's in U.S.
Yeah,
custody.
where he stayed for
long
I
time.
believe
Years.
10 years.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
And I believe that now he's probably dead.
Probably, or being tortured, you know. So, you know, actually, honestly, you know, this is going to sound awful, but like, you know, with all the possibilities, I hope for his sake he is dead, you know, because otherwise he'd be suffering right now. So, it's hard.
I actually feel you on that.
It's a hard thing to
because that-
say. It's a gross thing to say, but it's true, you know. But
I actually believed in him.
I
and
do too. So, but we still got Snowden. So there's that. So, but anyway, moving on in 2012, as well, the United States and Japanese government officials. Oh my God. Um, agreed to put a second missile defense system in Japan. We have Spike smoking the giant inflatable joint. So,
My missile defense system.
dude, there's
Yeah.
actual. I've seen joints, real joints that big. I've seen the
Oh, we have it.
Yeah.
We have the.
Oh yeah, no, you have the thing. Oh yeah, yeah. Go and get it. Show. Have you seen? You're gonna see the biggest joint in all the world, dude. This is crazy. So, while he's getting that, I'm gonna take us on up into.
So on the just a hit on that. That is the second version of the Iron Sky.
Yeah.
Price, we're sold out, but
Oh,
they
man.
actually do try it, but like this is the longest one we have right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at that.
Oh, man.
Now they
The
get bigger.
natural one size.
Wow.
Yeah. I've seen. They get bigger than
Well,
that.
it's like a-
So, but that's
They
a
go by
joint.
Wow.
like a gram, an eighth, quarter. This is like probably a half an ounce.
Yeah.
Or,
It's not filled with weed, right? It's just the paper. So,
well, that would be the size that fills it,
Yeah.
more or less.
yeah.
If you were to fill all of it,
Yeah.
and then the biggest one, you fill I think it's like a quarter of a pound.
Whoa.
Dang.
Huh.
Can you imagine? It's this big. I've
Whoa.
seen it. You know, like, and this is it's not the whole. Like, it's
They
not
buy
a
it,
filled
bro.
one.
Like,
It's
they
just
be doing it for birthdays and shit, just pass all over.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like it's a pre-wrap. But like you actually fill it. You know, you buy like just a paper, but it's joint shaped.
You just like
Yeah.
stuff it
And
in.
you just fill it and
It's
close
already
off the
in a
top.
pump.
So it's enormous. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Yeah.
You just like push all the weed in, like.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, oregano. Wait, man, what the hell? Stop losing shit.
But yo,
Bro, show 'em up, bro.
But yo, Carrera, it's your turn. Why don't you take this 2013 one, the TV comedy? I like that show.
Oh, my favorite show, and I love to watch it. Andy Samberg.
And Terry Crews, he's in there too.
He is a comedic genius, and for once they actually.
Sorry. What are you doing?
So I can
Is it vaping
read
now?
it or I can just explain it.
Read it, dude. Read it.
All
Hey,
right.
read it.
So in 2013, TV comedy Brooklyn Nine-Nine, starring Andy Samberg, and an ensemble cast premieres on US on Fox, which they eventually got moved to another network. Now, you guys can always watch this shit on Peacock or
You can find the clips on YouTube and everything, as with everything else.
yeah, and it's one of my favorite comedies because Andy Samberg actually does such a fucking good part in his role. And then Bergwin, the captain,
Yeah.
he does such an amazing part on his role. So, if you ever want to just like fat shit and eat some popcorn, it's on Peacock and it's on Hulu.
Ah, yes.
And I watch the living
Uncle,
shit out of that show still. I've been through it like 8 times now.
Dang.
Which show?
And
I have to say,
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
my favorite scene, I haven't seen a lot,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like my favorite scene is when he's eating the burrito in the hot tub. Don't eat the
What?
burrito.
You could do that? Oh yeah, you put the aluminum foil.
Yeah. No, like he had like a Del Taco burrito or something and just pulls it
Or
out of the
chicken
water
one.
and just starts eating it. Like, dude. Oh my god. But anyway, we're going to move on up into 2018 here, in which 50 girls were treated in a hospital in Kaya, Burkina Faso after illegal botched circumcisions. Dang.
Wait, where?
Kaya, Burkina Faso. Let me look it up where that is. Let's see here. That is, okay, more words I can't read. Kaya is the 5th largest city in Burkina Faso, lying northeast of Ouagadougou, blah blah blah, to which it is connected by railway. But where is it though? Center Nord. Well, actually, here, let's see your maps. So bring up maps here. Where is this located at? I assume it has to be Africa. Okay, it's in. Okay, so the actual country is Burkina Faso. It's a small country south of Mali. Okay. And one of these smaller African nations. So that's interesting.
Alright, well, we have in 2016, a terror bomb in Chelsea, New York. And I remember this. It injures 29.
Dang.
That was a big deal because people weren't expecting that.
No, you don't expect a terrorist bombing. You know, it just happens. Like, but moving on up into 2018, flooding in Nigeria caused the deaths of over 100 people as the Benue and Niger rivers overflowed. Dang. That sucks. So drowning and everything. But then, speaking of drowning and whatnot, Hurricane Florence in 2018 as well caused 900 people to be rescued from flooding. Total death toll was 23 people in the city of Wilmington, isolated officials announced. Huh.
I think at the end of it was 29 people.
Maybe.
And it was a terrible flooding.
Yeah, well, all flooding is terrible. So. But then also in 2018, needles were purposefully hidden in strawberries in Australia to prompt government to order an investigation. So wow, somebody went out there and put needles in strawberries, and you know, like that. Maybe like, dude, can you imagine eating a strawberry and then like a needle gets caught in your tongue or something? Like that's awful. It's awful.
That's how you stay up longer.
Nuts, whole natural nuts, almonds,
Almonds, bro.
almonds.
The next one in 2018, I do remember, and this was precursor to the
Current insanity we're having today.
the pandemic.
Yeah, 2
What?
years prior.
It was
Very
actually
true.
one
Very
one
true.
year for us. So the U.S. they
Why don't you
they
read the article?
the U.S. Border Control confesses to the murder of 4 women and assault of another in Laredo, Texas. Because I'm
Dang.
from Texas, I remember this like
Well, hey, that was
as
just 4 years ago, dude.
as we were hitting the pandemic.
Yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
pandemic happened in 2020, so this was 2 years prior to that. So,
Well, in 2019 was when we hit the pandemic.
well, yeah, in China, that's when it first started coming out, but it didn't really get to us until 2020. So,
We were one of the first hit,
Ah.
is what I'm saying.
okay, that makes sense because of air travel. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So when I look at this and I go, yeah, man, I remember that. It's because I put it like right up in my like frontal
Whoa, yeah, no, like you lived it. You know, it's in your neighborhood, your neck of the woods, you know, so of course you remember it. It's relevant to you, you know, due to geographical, you know, proximities. So,
and Laredo is far from me, but I feel like we actually had to address this.
Oh,
And
definitely.
we had Abbott still as our um, rookie, whatever fucking piece of shit.
Oh yeah, go up on the screen. Can't see it.
Oh yeah, he has an auto camera zooming in and out thing, like. So,
Ah.
yeah.
No, on yours you gotta like.
Oh, mine?
You can only read the.
Oh,
The
my bad, dog. It just does that. I'm sorry, dude.
Anyway, I'm going to move us on up into 2019. Indonesia raised the female marriage age to 19 in line with males to curb child marriages. Wow. Yeah, that makes
I thought he was
sense.
reading the. I low key thought he was reading the Goethe Thunberg thing.
No, but I'm just
It's
about to
like, oh,
here.
you know, let's get us caught up.
Yeah, 2019. Swedish climate change activist Greta Thunberg, how dare you, told U.S. Congress, I know what you're trying, but just not hard enough. Sorry.
What
God.
the hell?
That bitch.
Wait,
I know you're trying, but just
I'm
not hard
sorry?
enough.
Yeah.
Man,
She's being a bitch. Greta
she's the
Thunberg.
forest that's toxicated the fig tree.
And now that she's 18, I can say, you know, without being well, I don't know, never mind. Like, I was just gonna say that she has she has a punchable
whatever.
face.
Just say,
She has a
you know
punchable
what?
face.
Don't ever fucking take away from your values.
It's like that girl that goes, Russia.
I don't give a shit if she was 16 or 19. Say whatever you have to say.
I agree, but she's an idiot. She's totally indoctrinated. So. But anyway, moving on up into 2020, more than 15,000 fires had caused widespread devastation in Brazil's Pantanal wetlands in 2020, according to the National Institute for Space Research, or its National Institute for Space Research. So that's 15,000 fires. Holy shit, that's a lot of fires, dude. Like, dang.
And I guarantee you, out of 15,000 fires, 1,500 perished.
Well, maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway.
I just know this statistically because my granddad was a fire captain.
Died in the fires? You're alive.
People fucking die.
Well, I got it here. The wildlife death toll from 2020 Pantano fires, 17 million animals died in those fires. But it says here 31 though. Oh wait, this is California. Never mind. It's not telling me Brazil. How many? No, that's how many. It's not telling me. So. Anyway.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later, dude. I mean, let's just respect the people that did perish.
Yeah, if there were any.
And that's good enough for me.
Why don't you take these last 2021s, starting with the France here, and I have something to say about this one.
France.
Don't worry about Spike. He doesn't have himself muted. Just go ahead and read, dude.
Oh, sorry. France recalls its ambassadors to the U.S. and Australia, describing their new AUKUS pact and canceling the major military contract as the stab in the back.
Essentially, if I'm correct, France had this deal with Australia saying that they were going to provide them with nuclear-powered submarines. Not nuclear armed, that's a difference, nuclear-powered. Now, France wasn't, backing that claim up, so the U.S., especially because of the whole, China and Taiwan thing going on, they're like, you know what, we're going to step in, and then we gave Australia nuclear-powered submarines and everything, and then France is like, oh, Sacre Bleu, how dare you? It's like, bro, you weren't providing, things, and we came in and covered your ass. So France, once again, thinking that it's actually relevant in today's world, is all, offended, and they think it's an affront to them and all that crap, and they just, they don't realize that you can't just promise something and linger it on. You got to do it, especially with something like, the whole China and Taiwan thing, and, you got to do it, man. Like, we have some serious problems here.
Show your fucking white flag.
Worry about trans, dude. We need to worry about infrastructure.
Shit down.
Alright, we're good.
But then why don't you take this last 2021 before we move on into births and deaths here? Take this last 2021. This Netflix here. Correct.
Netflix.
2021. France recalls.
No, not that one. The next one. The next one.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I already did that one. My bad, guys.
It's okay.
So the Netflix drama Squid Game, prepares by Huang Da-He, and
yeah, Squid Game.
Squid Game is just a piece of shit.
Yep, it is. It's overly sensationalized.
Literal state of police.
Yeah. Anyway, before we move on to the births and deaths, viewers, were there any articles that grabbed your attention? Was there anything that you wanted to elaborate us on? Or like, I'm not sure why we would need to elaborate more than we already have. But like, any questions, any answers? Open up a dialogue in the comments section. Let's talk. After the show.
Yeah, why are you guys not sober?
Because sobriety is for the weak. I don't know.
Y'all look like you're hungover. What's wrong with you guys? I just haven't slept. What's your excuse?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Says, drunk on camera.
I'll do a drug on camera.
I'm kidding.
I don't
What?
give a fuck.
Do that?
I'm gonna start this. I'm gonna start bursts off today. I'm gonna start off bursts today. In the year 879, we have Charles III the Simple, who was a king of France from 893 through 923, and dying in 929. So it looks like he no longer had the throne when he died. So for about 6 years.
Oh, the third.
Yeah, the Simple though. The Simple king.
I wonder how much new king's gonna get.
But then in 1730, Frederick Wilhelm von Steuben was born on this date. He was a Prussian-American military officer, a major general of the Continental Army, born in Magdeburg, dying in 1794. So he participated in the revolution. So
Wow, you look like Washington.
Yeah, Yeah,
With a long nose. What the? They all look like Washington.
yeah. And in 1743, we have Marquis de Condorcet, also known as Marie Jean Antoine Nicolas de Cadet, was a Marquis de Condorcet. Was a French Enlightenment philosopher for the Condorcet method and mathematician born in Ribemont, Picardy, France, dying in 1794. Now, what is the Condorcet
Red Bull.
method?
Is the Red Bull?
A Condorcet method is an election method that elects the candidate who wins a majority of the vote in every head-to-head election against each other of the other candidates. That is, a candidate preferred by more voters than any others whenever there is such a candidate. Okay, so he invented a way of political voting and everything. That's pretty cool.
So he actually
Hello, guys.
Hello,
No,
Eggman. We are still in the show. We are still in the show right now.
I'm drunk in England. England's shit, man. I love you guys.
Hello.
You're all so many nice people. I'm in a parade right now. I've had a bit of vodka. A bit of vodka, lads.
You were all drunk.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've interrupted your show, but lads, I love you all. You're all so nice.
Yeah, we're sober. I don't know what you're talking about,
I
man.
ain't sober, dude.
I love you guys. I love you guys.
All right,
Thank
you
you.
go enjoy your festival, man.
I love you all. You're all such nice people. I don't know where
Strawberries taste like strawberries.
people.
love
Get the
you,
hell out
bro.
of here, man.
Can't see
You have
anything
to
right
show
now.
now.
I see flames.
Behave
There's-
yourself.
There's flames right now. I'm so
Behave
sorry.
yourself.
Yo, Eggman, calm down. Go enjoy the
No,
festival.
no, lads,
I'm gonna send Knuckles after your ass, man. He has spikes in his leg, okay?
Damn. I'm trying to walk straight, but I'm only walking sideways, lads. Hi, Bennett.
Okay.
Yes, give me a hug.
Okay.
See you guys later.
Love you,
Okay.
bro.
Okay.
See you guys later. I love you.
All right.
Ah.
Well, that was wild. God damn, dude. There's somebody even drunker than you, Carrera. What the hell? Like,
I
holy
know,
shit, dude. That guy
like,
is.
what the
that guy is
fuck
wasted.
just happened?
Dude, he's also 16. So.
Oh, well, they get allowances more than we do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But anyway, why don't you tell us who was born on this date in 1904, Carrera?
1904?
Yeah, have you, oh god, oh, there he is. Yeah, 1904, we are now in the birth section.
Guys.
Yes?
Hey, boy. Hey, boy. Hey,
okay.
hey, oi.
I'm gonna go now, guys. I'm so
Okay. Okay. If he comes back in, I'm just gonna kick him, I'm sorry. Anyway, moving on up into 1904, Carrera, have you merged over to the burst section yet?
I actually closed out a
Oh.
lot of things. Sorry.
That's alright. I'll just take over. 1904, we have Frederick Ashton, was a British choreographer for Cinderella, born in Guayaquil, Ecuador, dying in 1988. Huh.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
When was Pinocchio written?
When was Pinocchio written? February of 1883. It says here.
Because I just watched AI again, and let me tell getting off the subject of timeline, AI is one of the greatest films ever produced.
All right, that seems like a topic for the Jabberwocky. Like right now, we're doing the history show. So I DM'd you the link to what I'm reading on right now. We are in 1923. Hank Williams was born on this date. He was a U.S. country singer-songwriter. Cold, Cold Heart, Hey Good Looking, and Your Cheatin' Heart. Born in Mount Olive, Alabama, dying in 1953. So he was only 30 years old. Wow, that's young. Dang.
Whoa, my girlfriend?
No, I was talking about Hank Williams. He was
Oh,
born
dude,
on
for
this
a
date
bit, it
in
looked like
1923.
Monroe's freaking.
What?
That I thought it was Monroe's
What?
picture.
Ah,
Marilyn Monroe.
no,
Like when you're scrolling up, it looked like that.
that is not Marilyn Monroe. But yeah,
Wait, that's Woody.
yeah, Hank Williams.
Yeah,
There's a boot in my snake.
you
Wait a
are
minute.
a toy.
Good
Your child
looking.
plaything.
In 1929, we have Sterling Moss was a British auto racer, 6-time F1 Grand Prix, World F1 Driver Championship runner-up in 1955 and 58, or through 58, 12 hours of Sebring in 1954, and he was also a broadcaster for ABC F1 and NASCAR. He was born in London, England, dying 2 years ago in 2020. Oh,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
in a Monte Carlo.
yep. Have you caught up to us, Carrara, 1934?
No.
I want to do this one.
All right, go for it.
In 1934, Marine Cornholio, no, I'm kidding, Connolly, Marine Connolly, whoa, holy Connolly, Marine Connolly. American tennis player, first woman Grand Slam. What is Grand Slams in tennis? 1953 and Grand Slam titles. 9-time Grand Slam titles. Born in San Diego, California, died in 1969.
Dang. So she was only 35 years old. That's pretty young too.
Hey man, aren't you 35?
Do you want this next one, Spike? 1945?
What? Who was that guy?
Phil Jackson?
No. I know who he is, man. In 1945, Phil Jackson, American baseball player and coach from the Knicks, the Bulls, and the Lakers. Born in Deer Lodge, Montana.
Yeah. Then we have
Man.
then we have Narendra Modi, who was born on this date in 1950. He is an Indian politician. He was the 15th Prime Minister of India. He was born in Vadnagar, Gujarat. Huh. It's an interesting name right
The
there.
guys do that.
Ah. And
I gotta
scrolling,
check that.
scrolling, we have Keith Flint in 1969, an English singer, musician, and dancer for Prodigy, born in London, England. Died 3 years ago in 2019. That's unfortunate. So,
That's a sick bloody bastard.
yeah. Bloody
What
Boston.
do you mean? He's like 70, bro. Like, rock
Born,
star.
yeah, he was born in 1969, so just before 70. So. Then we have
Wow.
Patrick Mahomes in 1995, a U.S. NFL quarterback for the Super Bowl MVP of 2020 for the KC Chiefs. I don't know what KC is. He was born in Tyler, Texas. Huh. There's a city called Tyler.
KC is Kansas City.
Okay, the Kansas City Chiefs. All right. Moving on into deaths, and actually I'm going to DM you the link for this, Carrera, so you can catch up to us here. So I'm going to start us off in deaths. In the year 1179, we have Saint Hildegard of Bingen, was a German Benedictine nun, magistra, writer, and the first Western composer whose works survive. Ordo Veritium died at the age of 81. Wow. So, first Western composer whose works still survive. Interesting. And then moving on up into 1858, Dred Scott died on this date. He was a U.S. ex-slave who sought to sue for his freedom. He died of tuberculosis at 62 or 63, one of those two, but dang. So Dred Scott, man. Carrera, have you caught up with us? 1877, who died today?
I get delivered.
I'm rolling and trying to find.
I'm looking at my food, man.
I saw your food. Looks really good. I'm jealous. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten it yet today. So.
You need to focus.
I haven't eaten shit today.
William Henry. Come on, man.
1877. Go. Well, go for it. You're reading, Spike. Your turn. Go.
What? I thought it was Carreras. Alright.
He's still
No,
trying to catch up.
no, go.
William Henry Fox Talbot, or Talbot, or whatever. 1877, William Henry Fox Talbot, English photographer, pioneer, dies at 77.
Huh.
So he's the one that did the little shutter, that thing.
Yeah, he was an English pioneer of photography. So,
Yeah, that's when you just get a black box. And
yeah.
put a film.
Yeah, the box cameras. Yeah.
Yeah, we had to do that at school. That was dope.
Dang, nice. That's pretty cool.
We're in the red room, like.
Oh, developing your own pictures? That's really neat, dude.
Yeah, I know how to do all that shit.
Nice.
You just dip in the one chemical and another one in the clean,
Mhm.
and then just hang them up. But you have to leave it in the red room for like a couple hours so to come out real good. You gotta know how to like switch it, because you switch it too hard, it'll fuck it all up. Because you're like,
Yeah.
pretty dope.
Are we in the 1900s? I'm
We're
sorry.
up in 1980. So we are in the 1900s, but late 1900s. 1980, but Spike, you have one more if you'd like to finish up your turn here in 1980.
Who is this guy, man?
I have no clue.
Nicaragua.
Yep.
All right, 1980. Anastasio Somoza Dabayel. Oh yeah, Dabayel Tachito. Damn, that's funny. That's a sick ass name.
Yeah.
Is president of Nicaragua from 1967 to 72, and from 1974 to 79. He was assassinated in Paraguay at 54.
Ah. He's a dictator and president of Nicaragua. So,
He's not a dictator. He's a president, bro.
and president. He was both.
How is he a dictator?
And well, it says here he's a dictator. Under his picture, dictator and president of Nicaragua.
Damn.
Moving on up into 1994, Carrara, if you've caught up to us yet. 1994 in deaths.
Not 1994.
Yep.
Dude, there's philosophers that were in 1984.
Yeah, no philosophers are alive today. I'm kind of a philosopher myself. So.
Are you up in your floor?
Are you gonna take this, Carrara?
What do you need now? Oh, you're charging it? You're charging?
1994, we have Karl Popper. He was a philosopher. Poverty of historianism. Died at the age of 92. Dang, poverty of historianism. That hits me right in the feels. So I'm gonna have to get that book. Actually, Poverty of Historianism. I'm gonna look that up here real quick. In which the author argues that the idea of historicism is dangerous and bankrupt. Ooh, I don't agree with
What?
that, but I would like to read up on his.
It is dangerous, fool. What the hell? If you hold sacred holy books, they shouldn't be out. Like the scrolls that are in the cathedral. Was it
Yeah.
the fucking one that? Yeah.
You're talking about the Vatican archives, right?
Yeah, man. They know about the aliens, bro.
Oh,
What do you
yeah.
think they have in the observatory there?
Exactly. Carrera, do you want to take this other 94? Vitas Gerulalis?
I'm not seeing any of it.
Hey, man, are you okay? Like you're buzzed and shit, or is it like diabetic, or you feel
He's
like?
been drinking. He's been
Hey, but you
drinking.
don't feel like tense in your like, because you might be like losing your noggin, like out of air.
Yeah.
You look pale.
He's
Yo,
just been drinking.
follow my
like-
finger, man. For real, like,
Yo, Carrera, drink some water, man.
hey, yeah. Like, I don't know, man. Pretty, you're fading in and out. I don't know, you're sleepy. You feel tense?
You okay, dude?
Like your body, it feels tender, or is it like wobbly? Yeah, your face looks swollen too, bro.
I'm just saying my.
Yeah, look, he's slurring, bro. Hey, you got somebody to check on you, man? For real, check your pulse, or your phone or something. Yo. Hey, come
Carrara.
on, man.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I love you guys for keeping on me, but
Put your face in some
I
ice
don't
water, man.
think-
Fuck, for real. I should wake you up, like, and then drink some water.
Yeah.
Eat some. Do I eat nuts?
Well, while he's checking his pulse, I'm going to take us up into 1994. We have Vitas
Like, you could like, if you know,
Chirulatus.
911, bro. Like this fool, like call 911, dick, or something. Call someone. Hey,
Should I?
bro.
Do I need to call the police again?
I mean, it starts combusting. Or it throws up, but he looks good. But you need to fucking call someone, dude. Check up on him. I'm pretty worried about that. He's pale and shit. He's been slurring and he's been like getting harder to reach shit.
Yeah. Well, he's been drinking. Like he
Does he have a
unfortunately.
condition where he swells up? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, man. If it's just the booze, let us know.
I'm
She's like playing with his eyes.
I'm just, yeah, I'm drinking.
Call somebody.
but
Call somebody, bro. Like, so you know we know you're okay.
I'm on the wrong website.
Anyway, we have 1994. Vitas Gerulaitis was a Lithuanian-American tennis player for the Australian Open in 1977, as well as Wimbledon doubles in 1975. Died of carbon monoxide poisoning at the age of 40. Oh, that sounds like a suicide. So, carbon monoxide poisoning. So, that's not good. So. Then we have Spyro Agnew, the guy who goes, "Rawr," the headless robot thing in the Futurama. Died on this date in 1996. He was a U.S. politician, the vice president, 1969 until resignation over corruption allegations in 1973. Himself dying of leukemia at the age of 77. So,
That's White Bird?
Spyro Agnew.
The bird guy?
No, the guy, the vice president of Richard Nixon.
Oh, I thought he really popped out in Futurama. Like,
No, like he is. He's a robot guy, the headless guy, the robot that's always like, "Argh," you know? Whenever Richard Nixon's head, like, you know, let's
oh
go,
yeah,
Agnew.
right. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's that guy.
That's way bigger.
Yeah. He's a robot.
No, robot. His head is.
Yeah.
You know they did that experiment. It worked, right?
What, a headless person?
Nah, the Russian dog experiment.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's awful.
They're actually working on that, you know. And
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. It took a head off one dog and sewed it onto another, and then it was alive for a little bit. That's freaky, dude. That's straight up freaky. Can you imagine waking up and your head's on another body? Like, well, what's going on? You know?
At least I'm alive.
Yeah. For now. So.
I'm like, yes, I got another body. New lungs, dude. Woo.
Hey, we didn't say the new body was better than your old one. You know?
Me either, but I gotta live forever. Ooh, can I do this one? She looks like
Yeah, take
that
it.
chick. Paula Yates, 2000. Paula Yates, English TV personality. The Big Breakfast dies of drug overdose at 41. Damn, babe, I'm feeling heavy. I mean, what?
Not good.
40
Here you
what?
go. Why don't you take this one? This. Oh. 2021, just last year, we have another death. His name is Abdelaziz Bouteflika. He was an Algerian politician, president of Algeria from 1999 to 2019. Died of a heart attack at the age of 84. Huh. I tell you, I almost had a heart attack trying to read that name. So buy a vowel, you know, like. And that concludes the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to everything Omni Coalition. For your dose of Past Events Daily, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific Time. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander, and I was joined by...
Bike, I haven't returned.
And by vowel is my thing, dude.
Yep.
You don't get to do that.
I'm sorry.
What? No?
I apologize. I will try to refrain from stealing your jokes in the future. So, anyway, until you catch us tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Until then, toodles!
Subscribe.
Here's the thing. Here it is.
Yep.